the Euphrates River completely dried up and giant Gilgamesh is found. Have you ever wondered about the role of the Euphrates River in shaping human history? For over 10,000 years, this river has been a major source of water for civilizations in the region, allowing them to thrive. But in recent times, it has been drying up, causing widespread drought from Turkey to Syria and Iraq. And now, some incredible discoveries have been made in the dry riverbed, including the alleged tomb of King Gilgamesh, a giant who ruled ancient Mesopotamia. But that's not all. There have been other significant findings that shed light on different eras in history, from the Sumerian to the Islamic period. Stay tuned as we investigate the shocking finding of Gilgamesh, the hero of Mesopotamian mythology, and the puzzling disappearance of the Euphrates River. The Euphrates River was instrumental in creating the Fertile Crescent, an area in ancient Mesopotamia where agriculture originated. It provided a constant supply of clean water for farming and other agricultural practices, which eventually spread across the globe. The river is also one of the four mentioned in the Bible that originated from the Garden of Eden. It served as a significant boundary in biblical times, dividing the East and West and influencing crucial events such as wars and invasions that have shaped the distribution of power and people in Asia and North Africa. The significance of the river may be traced back further than 450,000 years, when artifacts made of the Julian stone and the skeletal remains of an early Homo erectus were discovered buried in the riverbanks. The Euphrates is the longest river in Asia, stretching a distance of over 1,730 miles and beginning its journey in the Armenian mountains in eastern Turkey. The Euphrates, together with the Tigris River, is responsible for creating the Fertile Crescent. The river winds its way through some of the most treacherous terrains in Turkey, including deep canyons and gorges, before entering Syria and cutting completely across Iraq on its way to the Persian Gulf. On the other hand, this once mighty river is currently disappearing, and the water levels along its whole course have dropped by a substantial amount. The river has totally dried up in most places, particularly in the lower half of the river, which is primarily in Iraq. This is evidenced by the fact that the riverbed is now entirely visible, and areas that were once covered by water have been replaced by arid regions with cracked soil. In most areas where the water has run out, the farmlands have become desolate because there is no longer any supply of irrigation for the crops. This has caused the communities to experience drought conditions for exceptionally long periods of time. Because the remaining bodies of water have been polluted to the point where they are either unsafe to drink or unfit for human consumption, the fishing industries in these areas are all but extinct. The formerly verdant crescent that was the cradle of agriculture around the world is now a barren land that is almost unrecognizable from just 10 years ago. This region was the origin of agriculture around the world. The Euphrates River has played a significant role in a great number of remarkable stories and events that have occurred throughout history. One of these is the reported finding of the tomb of King Gilgamesh, who ruled Uruk in ancient times. King Gilgamesh was the monarch of Uruk, written 2,000 years before the birth of Christ. The Epic of Gilgamesh is widely regarded as one of the greatest works of literature to come out of the Middle East. It tells the story of the life of King Gilgamesh. The book claims that after Gilgamesh passed away, the waters of the Euphrates River split, allowing for the construction of a tomb for Gilgamesh to be buried there after his passing. The ancient city of Uruk, located in present-day Iraq on the banks of the Euphrates, was ruled by a king named Gilgamesh. Some people are intrigued by footage claiming to show the discovery of his tomb, but it should be noted that the authenticity of the footage is disputed. In 2003, a team of German explorers and archaeologists led by Georg Fassbender found an ancient tomb that they believed belonged to giants who roamed the earth centuries or millennia ago. The researchers discovered the bodies of massive giants and sent them to laboratories for testing, including carbon dating. The discovery has been kept under wraps and has been controversial. According to the story, Gilgamesh was a giant who stood 17 feet tall. He was believed to be the son of a Sumerian king and a Mesopotamian goddess. He ruled over the land of Uruk, which eventually fell into ruin. It is possible that Gilgamesh was buried in his hometown, and that his body was discovered in 2003. Gilgamesh was considered a demigod, and during his reign, he waged wars against his enemies and sometimes acted as a tyrant to his people, which is not surprising considering his godlike strength and power. The Epic of Gilgamesh tells the story of how the gods created Enkidu to challenge Gilgamesh, the all-powerful king, who oppressed his people. Despite their epic duel that lasted days, Gilgamesh emerged victorious but was impressed by Enkidu. However, when Enkidu died, Gilgamesh became grief-stricken and questioned the meaning of life, which led him to embark on an epic quest to find the answer and even defeat death. For a long time, people believed that the Epic of Gilgamesh was a mere literary concept and the ancient king was fictional. However, the discovery of Fassbender changed everything. The explorers uncovered over 100,000 hectares of land and properties, including Babylonian houses and properties, many of which were described in the Epic of Gilgamesh. All of these were found buried underground for thousands of years in the desert. According to research conducted by scientists, the bed of the Euphrates River has provided evidence of 6 distinct historical periods, each of which had its own special artifacts and treasures. Despite this, there were some relics and monuments that were spared from being destroyed. The land on each side of the Euphrates River is home to a large number of Syriac Christian monasteries, as well as several graves. It's interesting to note that the buried cemeteries in the western district of Raqqa can be spotted even when the water in the lake is murky. According to Iraqi archaeologist Mohammed Jassim, the reduced water level at the Haditha Dam led to the appearance of at least 80 historical sites that had previously been submerged. When the floodwaters in the Tigris River basin subsided, the Antiquities Department in Duhat, located in the Kurdistan province of Iraq, announced the recent discovery of a Mitanni Empire city that dates back 3,400 years. The city was uncovered in the Tigris River basin. The ancient city of Zakiko, referenced in Babylonian records, was uncovered as a result of the drying out of the Euphrates River, which led to the discovery of many magnificent archaeological artifacts. This city is home to several structures, including a palace, a massive fence, and cuneiform texts. The discoveries made in the Euphrates River are fascinating, leaving us curious about what else might be concealed beneath its waters. It is certain that a vast amount of history and information remains to be uncovered. This new evidence will expand our comprehension of ancient times and contribute to our knowledge of the past. The impact of these findings on our understanding of history is significant, and we eagerly anticipate the revelation of further discoveries lurking beneath the surface of the Euphrates River. This once mighty river has played a significant role in shaping human history. From the creation of the Fertile Crescent to the dividing line between East and West in biblical times, the Euphrates River has left an indelible mark on the world. And even though the river is drying up, it continues to reveal hidden treasures and artifacts that shed light on the past. These discoveries are a testament to the power of human curiosity and the importance of preserving our heritage.